Signing day is a super productive day. It's so exciting and very easy to get distracted with all of your moving plans and thinking about the first thing you're going to do in your new home after you get your keys. But there's a lot to get done, so let's stay focused. If you're working through the closing process yourself right now, just like the Hernandez family, I want you to know that you're doing great. What felt like it took forever is actually going by pretty quick. It seemed a little bit slow on front, if we're being honest, but now things are coming down fast and furious like, right? So I want you to know that you're doing an amazing job. Keep your perspective and let's finish strong. Oh, by the way, when you get ready to sign, I want to leave you with a few things that you're going to want to remember to grab on your way out the door. One of those being your driver's license or your government issued identification card. You'll want to have your social security card or your I-10 card as it applies to your situation. You'll want to also be prepared to make your final wire with your cash to close if you have not yet done so. You'll want to do that immediately after you finish signing your buyer closing documents if you haven't done it already. Oh, and let's not forget about like some wrist exercises and doing all this fun stuff because you're going to be signing like a forest full of documents. So be ready, grab your favorite signing pen and let's get to it. It's going to be all great with the Hernandez family today. Super pumped up for them. They'll be here in the next few moments. And if you're working through the closing process too, just remember, you got this. Now let's get ready to find some parking here and we're going to go meet up with Adrian Nacole. I hope you're enjoying a great time. Now let's go see what it's like to sign your buyer closing docs. Buying your first home is a momentous occasion many of us have dreamed about for as long as we can remember. Meet first-time homebuyers Adrian, Nacole, and their family of 4 as they move forward buying their first family home.
We want to have space where we can run and stretch our feet and spread our wings and fly.
You'll be with them every step of the way from their home buying game plan meeting.
What makes you happy and excited when you visualize your home?
All the way to their closing day.
He's somewhere up there, proud of me, proud of him.
Watch their story unfold on Real Estate, The Untold Stories.
Well, hello, Hernandez family. How are you? I know you're always a dancer. Every time I see you, I gotta like do something, practice my dance, right? So good to see you. Good to see you.
You too. Hello.
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 Good to see
Andrew.
you. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, sir.
So I have a real important question for you. Today is the day before you close. This is the last official step, making all the documents official, right?
Right.
How are you feeling right now, getting ready to walk upstairs and sign your documents? Like signing in the Marine Corps again, signing your license?
This time I'm doing it with a smile on my face.
Oh, you didn't do the first
No,
time?
I did. I both times.
Someone
But this
can
time
say it's
I'm doing
exciting.
it. Just super excited. I've been stretching my signing wrist. I've been doing the exercises, and I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
You ready to go too?
Ready.
What about you?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go do it then.
do it.
We're gonna go ahead and go right up in the elevator. So what have you guys been doing since the last time we got together with the final walkthrough?
Oh, you know, just
Shopping.
work and getting our.
You're not supposed to shop yet.
No, well, you know, window shopping.
Oh, window shopping, okay. Unless you want to live in that refrigerator, remember?
Oh no, see that refrigerator's. Good thing that refrigerator's there.
There you go, right?
Oh.
Right, didn't have to do anything crazy big like that. So we're talking small things. We're talking like candles and
buffet table?
TV mounts, a buffet table.
And the couch that we were measuring and zapping about.
Exactly.
And
we're taking measurements for that. You know, that'll come in the next week or 2 weeks or so.
Stuart Title's Katie Henry will be guiding the Hernandez family through today's signing process.
There she is, Katie.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hey, Katie, and this is Adrian and
nice to meet
Nicole,
you.
Nicole,
their daughter.
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. Are you here to buy a house?
I'm here to help them.
We'll come right this way. We'll go inside.
Fantastic. Please.
Have a seat, and if I could borrow your IDs. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody care for a water?
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Here.
It's
It's a desert out there. You
It's
better
right.
keep
You forget
hydrated.
sometimes.
so I know, Miss Katie, we need to step out, do the Stuart Title Company's privacy and confidentiality policy. So we'll
Yes,
go ahead and
sir.
step out with a camera, and I'll see you back in a moment.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, so every title company has their privacy and confidentiality policy. In this case, we need to take the camera out until we can, hopefully one of these days, gain some permission to show you what's going on in there. But I can give you an idea of what's going on. They're signing all their final official documents, from their closing disclosure to their truth in lending statement to their statement of personal information. They're signing their title abstract and a lot of other documents that are included in the video that I made about the closing process, what a buyer should expect.
When sellers sign their documents, there's not very much to sign in comparison to a buyer signing. The reason for that is that the lender's documents, which are separate from what escrow would prepare, are a little bit more detailed. They're going to involve all of the finances and their own disclosures. The escrow documents still have some disclosures, but just not as many as when somebody's issuing a loan. Escrow instructions are going to be a summary of what is going to happen during the transaction. From start to finish, what happens for your contract, the earnest money deposit, title insurance, when and how we might issue a refund. But it's basically the cliff notes of what can take place and what rules we will follow. Once you've signed all the documents with us, we're going to deliver your loan package to the lender if you're using one. If you're not using one, then the escrow documents satisfy your part of the purchase, and then we'll just wait for your closing funds in order to record. This is an authorization to close escrow. Once we have all of your documents signed and all funds in place to be able to record and then pay the seller, we're going to move forward with your signature on this authorization. In some states, you would have an attorney perform your closing and do all your title work. In Nevada, an escrow officer doesn't have to be an attorney. So I'm a licensed escrow officer and I have a licensed title officer, but we're not attorneys, and that's what this is advising you of. If you needed any legal advice, we would tell you to seek legal counsel. This is a declaration of value. This is going to disclose the total sales price that everybody agreed to for the transaction. It'll be recorded with the deed. This is a statement of information form. A lot of times in the beginning of the transaction, your escrow team may ask you to fill out a lot of important details, a lot of very personal details about yourself, where you've lived, your occupation history. The reason that we're collecting this information is because if you have a common name, it might match judgments or liens that exist, and it might not be you. So all the information that you provide to us will help us to separate you from the person that's on a judgment or a lien. In the beginning of your purchase, you filled out a contract with your agent. They presented that contract to the seller. Once it was accepted, it was given over to the escrow team. The title team that works within Stewart Title created a preliminary title report. And this told us what liens may be against the property, what things we should look out for from the seller or the buyer as far as interests. We're going to have you sign a receipt saying that you've accepted this preliminary title report, and then after everything has been recorded, you'll receive a final title policy. This is a general information form for our buyers to complete. We're going to ask you your mailing address following the close of escrow and how you'd like to receive your closing package. Your closing package will include an original recorded deed. So you have an option. You can pick it up here, or we can mail it to an address. As we mentioned before, the lender and the title and escrow team are two separate entities. This form is going to disclose to you that we are separate entities and we didn't create anything to do with your loan or its terms. We didn't create your loan documents. Should you have any questions about your documents during a signing process, we'll involve a loan officer or somebody from the lender's side. And then the last part of this is that we don't retain a copy of your full loan package. We'll retain certain items like the lender instructions, the note, the deed of trust, but everything else is going to be shipped back to your lender. How are you going to take title? This is kind of an important question. Usually it's asked in the beginning of the transaction, but we're going to ask you for your final acknowledgement on our vesting instructions. If you're married, you might take title as spouses with joint tenancy. If you're married but only one of you is going to go on title, we might have you take title as a married woman as sole and separate property. If that's the case, then my spouse would be expected to sign off and will record a separate deed since Nevada is a community property state. The last escrow document is a settlement statement. This is going to be a financial outline of the charges that you're going to incur for making your purchase. We'll combine both escrow charges as well as lender charges in our settlement statement. It's going to match a document that's created by your lender. This is a closing disclosure. It's commonly referred to as a CD. This one's created by escrow, this one's created by your lender, but the information's exactly the same.
Stewart Title Company began in 1893 in Galveston, Texas. We have come a long way since then. We now are a worldwide corporation. We are publicly traded, and we are more of a family company than any corporation I've ever experienced in my life. Each transaction is not just a deal for us, it's an experience. for our clients and for their clients. For some people, that means meeting them at 8 o'clock at night in their hotel room. For other people, it means meeting them at 6 o'clock in the morning at a hospital between delivering babies. When your clients are working with Stewart Title, they are not going to be nickeled and dimed for every single thing that needs to be done on the transaction. I want them to have a clear understanding of what our charges are up front. There's not going to be any surprise charges anywhere in the middle, and certainly not at the end. They know that they're in good hands with Stewart Title. They know that my team and I are going to do everything we can to protect them and make sure that nothing is going to be upsetting, cause them some harm, or give them any type of grief in the middle of the transaction. Working for Stewart Title doesn't mean that you're just doing a job. It means that you have a career with a family, and whatever happens from day to day, from moment to moment, you have an entire group of people behind you every step of the way.
Now back to Katie with a rundown of the loan documents. This is when the stack of paper gets really big, so get ready for a speedy rundown of what's in there.
Now we'll move on to your loan documents. Loan documents are relatively the same as far as what they're going to cover, but from lender to lender, some things can vary. So we won't be very specific with a full loan package, but we'll cover some of the basic items. Closing instructions from a lender are mostly for the escrow and title team. There are occasions where a buyer is asked to sign the closing instructions, but it's not often that you would see it. Anytime that somebody purchases a home and they're using financing to make that purchase, a deed of trust will be recorded. This tells the public that there's money that's owed against the property. In your loan package, you will likely receive an amortization schedule. This is a disclosure of how each and every one of your payments is distributed to principal, interest, taxes, mortgage insurance, whatever might be included. In every loan package, there's going to be a loan application. This is information that you've already provided to your lender, but we want to verify it one last time just to make sure that everything is correct. Lenders usually provide temporary payment coupons. That way, if they haven't given you a coupon book in the mail just yet, or if you haven't set up for automatic monthly installments, you'll have the information for how and where to make your payment and for how much. It's very common for mortgage installments to carry not just the principal and the interest, not just mortgage insurance, but also taxes and homeowners insurance. That guarantees the lender that these items will be paid. Whoever's completing your signing will also fill in some of the details of the ID that you've provided. You'll give your lender authorization to speak on your behalf to certain parties. They'll have you to sign to say that you can afford your purchase. They'll give you a disclosure of your credit score and how it compared between the three bureaus. You'll be asked to sign a limited power of attorney concerning corrections only. This is mainly just to correct misspellings in names, addresses, but nothing to the financial terms of your agreement. You may or may not be purchasing a property that's in a flood zone. You'll sign a certification that says whether you are or you're not. You'll also promise that if you ever did become part of a flood zone, that you would carry insurance to cover flood damages. You'll confirm your contact information. You'll agree that if there was an error that was found that required your signature, that you would be willing to comply and return documents in a timely manner and participate with a correction. They'll advise you of your first payment, when it's going to be made, and for how much. Usually you'll sign an affidavit that says that you are known by a certain name, and you may also carry aliases that are similar to that name. You'll sign an authorization to allow for tax records to be released. Well, that sure was a lot of documents. There may be more or less documents depending on the type of loan program that you choose to sign up for. If you have any questions about your upcoming loan signing, it's great to call your loan officer or a member of their team. If you have questions about the purchase of the property itself, concerning title or any of the bills that could accompany it for after you've closed on the property, like homeowners association or taxes, you can call a member of your escrow team. We're always happy to help.
A big thanks to Katie for that quick and concise rundown. There's always a mountain of things to sign and go over. If there's ever anything you're not sure about, just be sure to ask your loan officer and they'll explain it to you.
So, I have an important question for you. While she's making copies, now that we've signed your official documents and it's like hours, less than 24 hours from now, and I'll be giving you the keys to your new, I know, right, the dance?
Yes, already.
How are you feeling? What are you thinking now that you just went through that mountain?
I think it was more than I actually thought, even though I knew it was going to be a lot, but I mean, it's a lot of...
It still feels like a pinch me moment.
It's more like...
Yeah. It's exciting. No, it's, man, I don't even know.
Exciting, more than exciting. It's almost overwhelming.
Yes.
Well, I remember back just couple of months ago when we first met up at the office and we were talking, and I don't know if you realize or not, today actually marks the 28th day that we've been in contract.
Oh, wow.
And it might feel like 28 years ago in a way, and it might feel like 2.8 seconds ago. But you guys have done so amazing, and it's your story of your family. Yeah, I know. It's only been 28 days. I was counting it out this morning because I was like, kind of feels like a long time, but I know it went by pretty quick. And now that everything's coming to a head, it's like, wow.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And it's almost Christmas. It wasn't even like, we weren't even thinking really holidays, stuff back then, and now we've already gone through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then, I mean, not through Christmas, but now it's Christmas time, and we can still have time to get in there for, I'm planning to get a tree still, so we can have our first Christmas in the house. It's just really exciting.
Yeah.
It's a really exciting time to buy a house, I feel like.
Well, I'm super excited for you guys, and your story's been so awesome and amazing, and I really appreciate you guys sharing everything with us and letting us in how this house fits into your story of life. It's just super, super exciting. So congratulations. So tomorrow,
Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
I better practice my dance.
You got to practice your dance. Go to it teaches
you were telling me something about
that's
this.
That's the two-step. You got to. That's a two-step.
But can I just keep it with one leg? Or
it's one leg. You just got one for the right leg. You go forward, back. That's it.
Forward, back?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me like the Marine Corps, like take a stance, race the sea.
But it's just
I can do that.
It says come on. It says come under the two-step, and it's just forward, back. Now roll your shoulders.
Now roll your shoulders.
Yeah, there it is. You just do it like that.
Well, you're not rolling.
I'm doing the shots. That's why.
Okay. You're supervising the activity.
Exactly.
We got it.
She says, but
she's the boss.
She's doing shots while we're doing that.
That's right, the Patron.
The Patron shots.
Okay, so it looks like my dance moves need just a little bit of work. Perhaps you can relate, or even better yet, maybe you can teach me how to get some rhythm other than my little robotic type dance, right? But that does bring up the question of the day. And that question of the day is, how would you prefer to sign your buyer closing documents? Would you like to sign in person? Would you like a mobile notary sent to you directly? Or would you like a hybrid signing through like a video notary? Tell us which one you would prefer in the comments below. All right, as far as me, I gotta get back to trying to get jiggy with it and get my dance moves down because I'm starting to get a little bit anxious about that. So I'm gonna get back to it. Whenever your lovely daughter comes back, what's next? Because I know that you got the other one that's doing promotionals with the Girl Scouts right now.
The Girl Scouts right now.
She's gonna go hit Broadway, right?
She's gonna hit her Broadway
for Mufasa.
Theater. She's gonna be Mufasa in The Lion King Jr. January 30th and February 6th.
And our house will be ready for family to come, so we're excited.
Yep.
And you did come up with a definitive name for your YouTube channel, so everybody could check you out. Go ahead and give it to us.
It's the Hernandez Vegas Review. Hernandez Vegas Review, but it's REVUE because we do theater and we do songs and dance skits, but we also do reviews of food and experiences. So it's the Hernandez Vegas Review.
And and I appreciate you sharing that, but one of those things that was really interesting about your channel too is that you're planning content to show what a family can do living in Las Vegas.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that I think is awesome. Like, you know, your other daughter's a Girl Scouts. She's getting ready to go hit the play and start practicing right now.
It's not all casinos and I guess nightclubs out here. There's definitely a lot of family-oriented and family-driven things that have kept us in Vegas and definitely kept us wanting to buy a house in Vegas because of all the cool things that go on in Vegas that have to do with family. Like,
I told you too, my initial thought of Vegas was to get on my feet, head back to California. All my family's over there, and I thought it would be a year thing, and now I'm buying a house. So it's really, I'm 6 years here, now buying a house. Don't plan on leaving anytime soon. So Vegas is home now.
Definitely.
And yeah.
I'm super excited.
It's crazy.
Can't wait.
And I'm glad that you're making everything work.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying you can't wait to get in there. Brother man, literally at this time, if you can go to sleep tonight, it might help, but you're less than 24 hours.
Love it.
Less than 24 hours. We'll be doing the little,
Yes.
I got to practice my two-step, roll the shoulders, shot of Patron.
Yes.
Now you're talking.
Well, we don't. I'll let her take the shot. Oh, are we recording right now? Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm still working on my dance moves. Hopefully I get better by the next time when we get ready to close. All the same, if you're having as much fun as we are watching this series, could you do me a really big favor, please? Would you go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video? It'd be great. It'd really mean a lot to me. All right, I'm gonna get back to practicing my moves. Tell us what you're thinking in the comments below. So what else would you share with anybody that's watching right now about buying a house? I know it's been quite the journey to this point. So do you have anything in specific you want to share about your story?
That I feel like there's enough stresses that come along with the home buying process already. I could definitely see if we didn't work with the right people, we could have a lot more stresses that could have definitely arise, that we saw that where I feel like some of, you kind of see that some of the trusted real estate advisor's job is putting out different fires that arise, because different fires do arise and you could see it happening at every step of the process. So to work with someone that has seen these fires arise and knows how to even prevent fires from from becoming brush fires, and that's how I kind of see how this happened. And I feel like you have to work with people that are overly knowledgeable about what's going on. That's why I decided to work with Andrew in the first place.
Oh, thank you.
And I learned that you really have to trust the process
Right.
and have a lot of patience. It was all new to me, and I just had to trust it. And I trusted you completely.
Thank you.
So, and like I said, you were fun when it was time to be fun, and you were real and serious when it was time to, hey, pay attention, guys. So, yeah.
Time to buckle down.
Definitely.
There's a little bit of risk. Okay, we need to have a real conversation. So.
Yeah. No, it was a great experience.
So part of the fun was, though, whenever we first met, Adrian's like, I keep telling Nicole, hashtag JTAP, hashtag JTAP.
Yeah.
So that just take a breath. Does it kind of make sense
That's
why I
part of
say
it.
that now?
Because no matter, there's going to be stresses when things, I mean, this is the biggest purchase of a lot of people's lives, definitely the biggest purchase of our lives. So the stress is going to be there regardless of just going through the whole process. So like I said, it's about feeling comfortable that the people that you're working with know what's going on and know how to deal with certain things that could arise. So
there they are, perfect timing. Beautiful.
I got the copies of the hands. And she's the perfect escrow assistant. She's got your IDs for you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Copies of the important stuff, and I left the payment coupons right on top.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
Thank you. Oh, this is great. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
So excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you for your help. I really
Oh my
appreciate
God,
it.
I'm excited for you.
I'm
Thank
really
you, perfect
glad.
helper.
This is the actual key.
This is our actual key.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to get a
gotta
shot
play
with
the
Katie?
guitar.
Dude, you're way too animated just to sit there too still. So that's awesome. You got the video rolling and a real camera going at the same time.
All right. Perfect. Hey, Andrew, will you scoot that chair out of the way?
Oh, scoot. Skates bagoots.
All right. 1, 2, 3, new house.
New house.
All right, guys. Here you are.
Great job.
You filled in for Ari.
I know.
Just
But I can't. I'm not nearly as cute as Ari, though, right?
You're awesome. Yes.
Get a house tomorrow!
So it's super exciting and special to me when I see first time home. That's really cool.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're so excited.
Super excited.
I can't stop smiling. Even like my coworkers are excited. Everybody's excited for me. Like it's a good feeling.
So now you get to see a buyer signing appointment with Adrian and Nicole. It's so much fun, and I really wish we could have had you inside showing the signing process itself. I'm still elated, actually, to be honest with you. It was so much fun in there, and then afterwards and talking, I'm just super stoked. I don't know who's not going to be able to sleep tonight, whether it's going to be Adrian and Nicole and their family, or if I'm not going to be able to sleep. I feel like going over there right now and just hanging out and waiting. All the same, we're going to see them again tomorrow with a very, very special day of giving them the keys. See you around.
Coming up next time,
So welcome home, guys. We just got the recording confirmation. It's time to give you the keys.
the journey comes to an end, and a new chapter begins for the Hernandez family as they get the keys to their new home.
Yay!
It's a day full of laughs, heartfelt moments,
Very proud of you, my friend. Very proud of you.
and even a dance number.
So many memories, so many years of things will take place in this space. We have so many plans for things. I don't know if it feels 100% real yet to me.
1, 2, and you spin. There you
Best.
go. Woo.